Greetings, viewers. Thanks for tuning in today, and I'm having a more in-depth look at my LS400. I did a little bit of why I love it, and I had some more some people who love them more than me apparently tell me I missed a lot of the high points, and I got a lot of compliments on what a nice unit that I had here in this one, and they asked would I do some more about it, hitting on some more features. So starting at the front, aside from the beauty of this car, I love that it's got the big front end. It looks very regal. It comes down to be way more slim in the back. I really like that in the styling. You can see how it comes and tapers off to be thinner in the back, makes it drive like a smaller car too. This car drives amazing, goes down the road wonderful. It wants to go 100 every time you hit the gas. It's powerful, it's smooth, it's super nice. Some of the features that the limiteds had that my base doesn't have, like this signal or this corner light right here on mine is just a lens with nothing behind it. If this were a limited, not a base, that would light up when the turn signal comes on. The wiring is there, but there's no socket back there. And the lens is just a lens with a blank. There's no place to put a bulb. But I could get those like from a junkyard or something. Not a big deal to me. Don't really care about that light. One thing that is interesting on the headlights, if you have them excuse me, set to auto and you unlock the car with the key fob, when you shut off the vehicle, the headlights aim down towards the ground. If you have the headlights set on auto and you unlock the car with the key fob, the lights light up and point towards the ground so that you can see, and then when you start the car, they raise up. If you don't have them on auto, every time you start the car, the headlights raise up. It's kind of neat. They go from pointed at the ground to raise up. That's really cool. I put these aftermarket wheels on. I like them. They balanced out well. They go down the road really well. They weren't a real expensive wheel. I like them better than the stock one. Generally not a big fan of aftermarket wheels. When I did my lug stud, because I had to lengthen the lug studs on this, when I did that video, I told you I had to cut the acorn tops off. You can see on them lugs where I had to cut those tops off. I could have went and bought open top lug nuts, but cutting them off worked just as well. Also, the wheel weights on these wheels, because I went back with 16, which is what the vehicle came with, and the wheel weights hit my brake drums, or brake rotors, calipers, brake calipers. So fortunately for me, I have a wheel balancing machine here and wheel weights, or wheel balancer here and wheel weights, and I was able to remedy that as well. So let's see. Another thing, when you hit the mist on the wipers or the window washer, it comes across 3 times, and then to get that little drip that comes trickling down, they automatically come back across one more time once you think you're done. I'll show you that when I get inside too. I just think this car is beautiful. Love the way it looks. I am not a car guy. I'm a SUV wagon kind of guy. I like 4Runners and pickups. Not much on a car generally, but this isn't just a car. I'm an old guy. I think every old guy should have a luxury car at some point. If I'm gonna have a luxury car, this is the one. Very fortunate that my buddy, he's a brilliant automotive technician. He had this car. He's a car guy. He took great care of it. His wife took great care of it when she drove it. Beautiful example of the LS400. Pretty obvious rust repair I made. There was some surface rust. I didn't like it. I wire wheeled it. I used a rust inhibitor. I covered it with a skim coat of Bondo just so it wasn't pitted, and painted it with what was supposed to match and doesn't. There was not a rust hole, just surface rust. Same thing on this side. I'm not a great body man. I don't claim to be, but I think it looks better than a big surface rust spot, so I did that to it. I'm not upset about that. It doesn't really match, but whatever. I also blacked out the windows. I didn't do it myself. I had that done. I can't tint windows myself. I really think it looks good on this car. When I bought this, my buddy sent me a video of the nickel balanced on top of the engine. There was a thing about these when they first came out. You could roll a ball bearing. You could put a ball bearing in any body line and roll it around on the car. I think that was these, not Mercedes, but anyway, I could be wrong. I get shit mixed up. But you could start this engine and balance a nickel on it. So that was something cool, and he sent me a video with the nickel balanced on the engine. I don't have a nickel, and I'm outside where it's not sitting straight. Look how pretty this car is. And I said some things like that seatbelt thing was automatic. It's not automatic. I mean, it's electric controlled. This thing that moves the seatbelt up and down. Some of the neat stuff that I didn't get to. I like that the key fob has all the buttons on it, or it's just the key itself. And if you notice that when you take the key out, steering wheel goes up, put it in. Goes back to where you had it set, which I have it set down low. Excuse me. Over here where the power mirrors are, if you put this to R and with the key on put it in reverse, see that mirror move down? So you can see where you're backing up. If you put it to L, it actually does both of them. So you put it in reverse, it automatically moves the mirrors down so that you can see where you're backing up. That is freaking slick. Little push open door, push shut, push open, throw some coinage in there or whatever else you might got that you want to put in there. Talked about these electric buttons. These are little solenoids that open the gas door in the trunk and you can lock them out. There's a button underneath of there that you can turn off the dinger for the lock button. So like when I lock this, it doesn't beep beep and do the ding and the horn thing like Toyotas do. I like that. I have the remote lock, but I don't really care for the dinging thing, so I turn that off. I have only put like 200 miles on this since last time I did a little video on this, but I do have 3 daily driver cars, so it's I don't rack up the miles a lot. You can I go a lot of places, but anyway, you can use the little mode button on the steering wheel here, and it tells you things, your range, your average mile per gallon. So that's just running errands. I've been getting 21.6 in this big car with the V8 engine. Currently nothing, of course. Tank average 20. Been gone far since I refilled it. I'm averaging 26 mile per gallon. That's just running around town doing stuff. When I was on the interstate, I got 29.5 for average miles per gallon on this. So it's neat that it has that little entertainment center when you've got the headlights on. If you go under like a bridge or an overpass, it automatically dims the dash lights so that they're not too bright as to be distracting. You can shut that off with the little button there too. Here's the thing I was talking about. If you got the headlights in auto, where they shine down when you unlock, there's the fog light button there. Fog lights, of course, work on this. Everything works on it. It's just such a nice car. I made a point to show that little visor. What a neat idea, man. That's where the sun comes in. Can't see. That's where the sun comes in, though, when you need it. So, really cool. Power moonroof, of course. Super nice. This thing is so fancy and luxurious. Can't, it's kind of dark because I'm in the shade this morning. extra reading lights back there for backseat passengers. The leather on this car, and this car's hit 268,000 miles on it, and the leather is in great condition. Just love the car. Not real crazy about the drink holder. It won't hold my Yeti koozie, and it will hold a water bottle, and so that's okay. It's got the power switch here. It's got a snow setting, which I haven't used. Not but one power port here. There is one in the glove box down there, but I don't have it in use right now. The Nakamichi stereo is pretty freaking amazing, so it just sounds great, and I'm very pleased with that. Just all the standard Toyota accoutrements, but what a nice car. What a really nice car. I think I've touched on most of the high points now. I'll pop the hood and the trunk just in case. Door panels are super nice. I mean, this car is so sweet. I'm a big person. I fit in it just fine. I have plenty of headroom and leg room in this thing. I like the silver with the black windows and the black wheels. I talked a little bit about the little tool kit you get here. It's just like I said, some silly stuff, but don't even get a little rust on them. It's got a little flashlight, come with batteries. There's a screwdriver that you can switch from standard to Phillips. Lug wrench. There's a spare, and the jack and everything is under here. I like it. It comes with a 14, a 12, and a 10. And that's all you need to tear a Toyota apart generally. So that's pretty sweet. It locks in the side over there. There's little compartments. They're not finished, but you got all this room here. You can put stuff in, and the spare tire and all that is under here with the jack. Full-size spare. Nice jack handle. Well, that's kind of standard stuff. But man, I just love this car. So I am going on for way too long again about why I love the LS400. Part of the reason it gets such great gas mileage, I had mentioned that the whole underneath of the car is solid. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that. There's the front. Nice solid piece. After you get past the oil pan, you can see it's got little plastic runner things or fiberglass or whatever they are down the sides. Anyway, nice and solid underneath. Doesn't have a splitter or anything. But you got the little air dam in front of the wheel here. Help with aerodynamics. It's got them on the back. There's some, I don't know how well you can see, but anyway, dual exhaust. This thing sounds super nice. I'll fire it up and see if we can get a exhaust sound for it. It's always nice and quiet inside there. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Dual exhaust. Sounds great. Independent rear suspension too, so I mean this thing rides so nice with the four-wheel independent suspension. There isn't much to see under the hood. Kind of wish I had a nickel though, so I could try and balance it for you. But yeah, in the commercial, the balance a nickel up here because that engine's running. A hand on it. That thing doesn't. You can hardly even tell it's running. It's so smooth. Daytime running lights. It's got some extra bright headlight bulbs in it. Very clean underneath. 1UZ FE, which is a 4-liter engine. Looks like I could probably stand some brake fluid, but I do need to do front pads soon. But no rust on this car other than them 2 spots of surface rust that I repaired, and I plan to repair them better, but I just wanted to get them somewhat done they're nice and smooth. I mean, it's not terribly obvious, but anyway, it's obvious enough. So it's telling me, got my door open. If you get out and you forgot the sunroof's up, it'll bing at you and tell you that you left your sunroof up. But this car just rides so nice. I'm not going to take you for a drive around. Just going to turn around, take it back over by the garage. But wanted to give. I like it when people comment and ask for things, so thank you. And by all means, point out when I'm wrong, because whatever I say on my station is fact, but that doesn't always mean it's real fact. But anyway, oh yeah, I wanted to show you on the wipers, when you hit the washer, 3 of them to boot, go across 3 times, wait for it, comes across once more for you, just to get that little trickle that comes down. You know it comes down too. So anyway, more in depth on the 400, the LS400. I'm not going to take it out and go down the road right now because I got to get to work. But what a great car. Love this car. Love this particular example of this car. They say there are a lot of them out there that are beautiful as well. I'm happy to have mine. You go get one as well. I'm telling you on my other shows about wheeling your 3rd gens, I'm gonna tell you here, go buy an LS400, because if you want a nice car that gets great gas mileage, look at this thing. It's beautiful inside. It's running right now. It's quiet as can be. Just love it. I love it. I love it. I'm gonna do a thing on my Crew Max 1st gen Tundra. One of these days I'll get it out here and do something on it. It's my tow rig and my work truck, but it's a great truck too. Thanks for tuning in, listening to me ramble. I appreciate all my likers and subscribers. Please ask questions. I'll do videos within reason, you know. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.